How about Shemel Shush? Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
But in the kingdom, we're going to have that power like the angels, but we're going to be what you call extraterrestrial. In other words, we're not going to be regular terrestrial like we are right now. Because what happened is, in the ancient world, we had that power. We had that power when we were on a level like gods. But what happened is, the Most High took that power from us. Over the generations and over the years, the Lord took that power from us. But we're going to get that back. We're going to get that power back coming into the kingdom.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord.
How about Shemel Shush? Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
When we think about the kingdom, most brothers think of like the small, minute terms. But the vastness of the kingdom, the greatness of the kingdom, dealing with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and the information alone that we're going to receive when we get to the kingdom. That's on a whole nother level. Never mind the riches and the lands and the women and the children and, to be in your chariot, sipping some yayan, on your chalice, your gold chalice with all them rubies and emeralds and sapphires and, the different precious stones, going to places.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
No one, no matter how vivid a brother's imagination is, there's nothing in comparison to what's coming. You can't even imagine. You can't even paint it the picture or write it to words or give an explanation that even comes close to the majesty that's coming. We are destined for greatness in the new righteous kingdom.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
The brother with the most vivid imagination out there can't imagine what the kingdom of heaven has in store, what it's going to be like. What we're basing the kingdom of heaven as far as riches and having a good time and things of that nature is just based off of our experiences in this world and what we think having a good time is and living the life is.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. There are pleasures forevermore at thy right hand. So the kingdom that's coming is going to be set up and established in righteousness. The Israelites are going to be changed. Thy people shall be all righteous. Not one Israelite is going to be lost, because the promise that the Most High made to Abraham was to all that seed. And the seed of the promise went from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. Every seed that came out of Jacob is a part of the ones that are going to receive the benefits that the Most High promised to blessed Abraham.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
A transfer of rulership is coming, and the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Righteousness will be spread throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Wickedness will be put down.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh.
According to the Holy Scriptures, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, is set to bring immortality to the nation of Israel, the elect, via establishing the tabernacle of David, as we talk about the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He is coming to take down this current world ruled by Esau or Edom and establish a righteous kingdom, which is synonymous with the throne of David. That's scriptural, which is a government that's going to run this world in righteousness.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake. All right, the listener, the believers whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right. So what I want to get into today, all right, is another news and prophecy. All right, another edition of news and prophecy. Okay, which there's always a lot happening, the happenings, as they say. And what we're seeing, these devils, have completely ruined, all right, this thing we call life. These devils have ran life into the ground. Okay, and what this is causing, people to become cold. Okay, people, to continue to complain. All right, and what the devil, wants to present as a solution, okay, to his poor rulership, okay, is another poor decision with this MOTB. What this devil, all right, wants to offer as a solution to his piss poor, all right, rulership, okay, is another piss poor decision with this MOTB, this technocracy, man. Okay, so I got a few things I want to get into. Let's go here. I want to get this word sabotage, because what we're seeing is this devil is intentionally sabotaging, all right, these world governments, all right, to get people, to have distrust in their governments. All right, and this opens people up to a new system. Okay, and the new system is already being rolled out simultaneously as he's sabotaging the old system. Okay, so you go into the word sabotage. It says to deliberately destroy, damage, or obstruct something, especially for political or military advantage. Okay, so let's go into this word again. Sabotage, to deliberately destroy, damage, or obstruct something, okay, especially for political or military advantage, man. All right, so what we're seeing is a deliberate, okay, destruction or damaging of the world governments, okay, the money system, all right, the economy, okay, constant conflicts and, crime, being allowed, to be rampant, okay, refugees, dispersed all over the place, okay, and this devil is intentionally doing this, deliberately doing this, okay, sabotaging, this old world system, okay, so he can present the new one as the solution, okay. So when you go, all right, into the scriptures, okay, because the problem of the planet Earth is this man's rulership. Okay, that's the problem of the earth. You see, that's the root cause of all the problems on the earth is this man's rulership. Because this, as the scriptures say, he's the lawless man. Okay, he rules on this spirit of what? Do as thou wilt. Okay, do everything except righteousness, man. And this the results of it. Okay, a complaining, worn down, beat down society. Okay, Matthew 24:12. All right, it said, because lawlessness is increased, the love of most people will grow cold. All right, because this man increases, this man, as the scriptures say, all right, wickedness will multiply in the earth, going back to the time of the Greeks. Okay, and this is the fashion. Esau can't do nothing but be anti-Messiah, anti-righteousness. Okay, every time he comes into power, okay, he does the same thing. His governments always do the same thing. The British, the Spanish, the Portuguese. Okay, you go into the history, the Greeks, the Romans, they all do the same thing. Okay, they overspend. All right, they forward lewdness. Okay, nastiness. All right, they become the earth becomes anti-Messiah. Everyone becomes narcissistic, self-centered. Okay, it's about clout. Okay, the same thing. Every Edomite government does the same thing because that's who he is. Okay, what they have a saying on social media, maybe it's you, maybe you're the problem. Okay, and we've identified the problem of the planet Earth is Esau Edom. Okay, this nigga is the problem. All right, that's why you go to, okay, the book of Isaiah, 24. I'm gonna pull something up in the GNT too. Okay, so this is the book of Isaiah 24, and I got something I want to pull up in the the GNT as well. All right, so let's go here, Isaiah 24 and 4. It says, the earth, this is an AMP as well, said the earth dries up and crumbles away. The world dries out and crumbles away. The exalted of the people, all right, the exalted of the people of the earth fade away. Yeah, so what we're seeing is society crumbling. Depression is on the rise, anxiety, suicide is on the rise. All these things on the rise, man. Even these AI companions, that he's all right has accessible to the children. All right, they're advising some people to delete themselves, man. This is a sick world to the point this devil's counsel is this devil has counsel where you can commit suicide. Okay. You see, this devil has a counsel, all right, to where it's built, okay, on you deleting yourself as a solution. All right. And the reason why self-deletion on the rise is because of the world ran by Esau, man. All right. Of course, there's black fatigue, but even black fatigue is really Edomite fatigue because Esau created that these niggas everyone is tired of, man. He's the driving force behind it. He created the environment for a nigga, all right, for a nigga to be mass produced in the earth, man. Okay? So when you address all the problems of the planet Earth, it goes back to the nigga that's in power, and that's Esau Edom. Okay? And see, the scriptures point that out. All right? And people are finding out more and more, all right, it's this nigga that's the problem. Okay? It says the earth also is polluted by its inhabitants. Okay? Now, who is the ruler? Because see, the rulers, okay, have the responsibility of the affairs of the earth. You see, the condition of the earth goes back to the rulers. Okay, the condition of the earth is a reflection, okay, of the rulership. You see, just like on the small, on the micro level, you're in Walmart, okay, and it's just this little bad, okay, 10-year-old, just wreaking havoc. The 10-year-old boy just wreaking havoc. Well, the first thing that's going to come to everyone's mind is, okay, who are his parents? You know, it's gonna be the first thing before even addressing what he's doing. You know, the first thing, like, who is this? Who's his parents? Okay, because why? His behavior is a reflection of what? His upbringing. Okay, so when you look at the conditions of the planet Earth, it's a reflection of the rulers, man. Okay, that's why it's dark, twisted, grimy. You know, it says the Earth is also polluted. You know, and this man has polluted the Earth. Environmentally and the minds of people. You know, he has polluted people's spirits. Okay, people most people are mentally ill. Okay, most people minds are consumed in filth. Okay, under this man's banner. Okay, so this man has polluted, okay, the earth in every way, spiritually, okay, physically, psychologically, man, just nothing but pollution. Okay, and mentally, man. You see, he's the source of this toxic environment, okay, in the earth, man. All right, and he wants to bring a solution like digital, like technology is going to solve. No, you are the problem. No matter what technology this nigga come up with, he's the problem. As long as he's in charge of the technology, it's going to be the same results. Okay, now it's just going to be faster, and he's going to have more control in wickedness, man. Okay, it said the earth is also polluted by its inhabitants because they have transgressed the laws, violated statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. Okay, because the earth was meant to be ran by the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, that's the foundation of the Most High's wisdom, is the laws, statutes, and commandments when it comes to running the earth. You know, and that's why we was given those laws, statutes, and commandments to what? To govern the earth in righteousness, man. We're supposed to be that example of how to be. We're supposed to be that righteous influence in the earth, man. And that's why everything is out of course, because we fell away. You know, and the earth, you know, has just been spiraling out of control ever since, man. Especially under the hands, okay, of this nigga Esau Edom. Okay, so I got a few videos queued up, man. I want to get into. And then we'll come back to the Isaiah 24 of Radazah. But yeah, I got a few just to show you. And then just the state, you know, of the world under Esau. Okay. Let's play this one. And I know everybody, you know, when you're out, you know, it's just a cold world, man. You know, especially when you go towards these metro areas, man, these cities, man, this is, you know, it's just a real dark, you know, cold, you know, narcissistic atmosphere, man. So let's play this.
I don't know what the hell is happening lately, but people are getting weird. Like every time I go out, someone's either pissed off, staring you down, or acting like basic manners are now optional. You go to the store, everyone, you know, looks like they're one bump away from throwing hands in the produce aisle. You hold the door open for somebody, they walk through it like you owed them that shit. When you're driving, people are cutting you off, brake checking, acting like their day is more important than everybody else's. And it's not just anger, it's jealousy, it's bitterness, it's envy. You can feel it coming off of people. I mean, you post something good happening in your life, people get quiet. You post something bad and they're suddenly watching real close. That alone should tell you where people's hearts are at right now. And the thing is, nobody's hiding it anymore. People are sloppy with their negativity. Their energy's loud as hell. You don't even have to guess. You can see it in their face before they even open their mouth. The customer service, dead. The cashiers look like they're fighting demons. Half of the customers look like they brought theirs to share. And every day feels heavier. The grocery trip, the work day, the errands. Even standing in line feels tense as hell. Everyone's burnt out. Everyone's jealous of something. Everyone's mad at life and taking it out on strangers. And honestly, it's getting obvious, real obvious. The energy is shifting, and not in a good way. People are turning cold quick. People are turning cold quick. People are turning cold quick. And if you've been paying attention, you've seen it too.
And what this man has created, okay, is what you call a powder keg, all right, environment, okay, to where people are just ready to explode. You know, you go here, it says slang for a powder keg, all right, can refer to either a person who is easily angry or volatile, tense situation that is likely to explode. A person described this way, all right, is someone who seems on the verge of a furious outburst, while a situation referred to as a powder keg is an unstoppable and could become, it's unstable and could become dangerous or violent at any moment. Okay, dangerous or violent at any moment. Okay, I think that's if a brother want to get that in Zechariah, okay, 8 and 10. Okay, the second Esdras, you know, no pity on his neighbor. So Esau has created a powder keg environment, and the main way is this economical, okay, warfare of attrition, to where people can't afford to live. Okay, and you can just go to the internet when you gotta play it. Let's go here. Okay, but the fact that people can't, you know, even afford to live, okay, under the anxiety of constant, you know, mass layoffs and, you know, government shutdowns, and it just creates a very powder keg type environment where the people, everyone just on edge. Okay, so you just type it in, people can't afford to live on YouTube, and look what you get. All right, niggas all in Esau got everybody in the screen. Okay, you know, Joe Sixpack, all right, Karen, all right, Cindy, you know, everybody's all in the screen. Okay, this man has created a situation where the earth has natural abundance. Okay, well, people can't afford to live, but people are giving over all their labor. Okay, that's all you see, a nigga in the car crying. Okay, this nigga norm now. Okay, this is what this man has brought. Okay, while my kid can't afford to live with their own. All right, grandma mad. All right, these big grown ass nigga can't get out of there. Okay, and this is the earth. You know, millennials can't afford homes. Okay, they say the average homeowner now, their age is 40. Okay, and then Trump has made this new, you know, 50-year mortgage, okay, deal, to where, okay, the average homeowner, all right, is 40 years old now with a 50-year mortgage. Man, it's crazy work, man. All right, look at these niggas, man. Okay, Americans can't afford to live, man. All right, complaining. Okay, $3,000 rent. You see? Oh boy. Okay, it's over with, man. You know, and see, this just creates so much instability. Okay, how AI is killing the value of a college degree. You know, so just no good news for you people, man. Okay, there's no good news for you people, man. This would have been the perfect thumbnail. This nigga here. Okay. All right, but so let's cue up this next video. But let me play this. Let me read this like. Um, oh, I thought I queued it up. Let me see. I know it's on this brother channel. Yeah, so this is a video from the brother Yaqua, the Hopeful Lick 3. But he had another one. Okay, dealing with Jake. So yeah, let's get a couple of the precepts brother got, and we'll play this one. This is the brother, the Hopeful. They lay a remnant 144, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay, and this is what we're seeing, just continual mourning. Okay, and it's getting worse, and it's gonna get violent. Okay, as this thing continues, as people, all right, ability to feed themselves, house themselves. Okay, as men, no longer be providers. The pressure, being a strong woman, independent woman is breaking women backs. Okay, it's just gonna create a hostile environment. Everybody is on edge. It's a powder keg, and this is what he wants. Okay, because he wants people to purge and cancel each other out. And in the midst of that, he's gonna roll out this new system. Okay. So we're watching the sabotage of global governments. Okay. This is the Hopeful Late Remnant 144, Zechariah 8:10 said, "For before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast, neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in because of the affliction." Yeah, so you got hell, you in the house, you stressed out about how to, afford this, afford that. You go out, you gotta be around these other people that are stressed out, and so it's just no peace. All right, and this is why the peace we have in Yahushua is so valuable, man. Because see, when we're seeing these people stressed out and bugged out, they don't have that peace. They don't have the comfort, man. Okay, so we're watching, all right, these people, all right, buckle, okay, under the anxiety and the stress because their expectations of this world is being disappointed. You see, our peace is we have an expectation beyond this world, and the collapse of this world brings us peace because we know what comes after, man. Okay, you see, we have a hope, okay, and something after this, man. Okay, in the righteous kingdom, we got so much to look forward to, man. We're going to be changed, our people, the elect, the remnant. Okay, we just gonna get to be. We're gonna be amongst Yahushua. We got so much to look forward to, man. We're gonna establish righteousness, man. Hey, we're gonna get to enjoy families. We're gonna get to enjoy the earth, man. Ecosystem gonna, get back like it's supposed to be, man. Okay, so we have a joy in the midst of these people's, all right, depression and anxiety, man. And that's a valuable thing, man. And that's the most valuable thing we can have in this time is a peace of mind. All right. When these people are under continual stress and they gonna start clicking out, man. Okay, it says to him that went out or came in because of the affliction. All right, and this affliction is intentional. Okay, the elites are intentionally afflicting, okay, these citizens amongst these different governments, okay, because they want an outrage. Okay, they want a hostile environment. Okay, so they can come in because with a hostile environment and when they break this system, they can come in with drastic change. Okay, so ultimately the Most High is orchestrating all this, man. For I set all men, every one against his neighbor. So it's the Most High that's orchestrating all this. Esau just a tool, okay, that the Lord is using, man. Okay, Esau is just a tool, that's being used, okay, by Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. You see? So let's go here. Let's play this real quick. Okay. And this is the sentiment, okay, of the masses, man. Okay.
Hey, everybody. So, I've been thinking as we go into the Thanksgiving holiday, the world just seems so sad right now, so heavy. There's just no joy anywhere. And you know what? With this administration that we have,
It's the closest nigga in the screen ever, man. But this is what Esau has, Unc probably don't know how to work no camera, man. The nigga done zoomed in times 18, but it's the closest nigga in the screen ever. All right. But it's the sentiment, okay, of the masses, man. Okay.
up in Washington, it just seems like everything is just so heavy, such an attack. It's just nobody's happy. No joy, nobody's smiling. It's always something. Every day in the news, there's always something. It's always an attack. It's always something that they're coming against. There's always something that they're making worse. Instead of helping the American people, they're stressing the American people out. And it's just not a good time. Just not a good space of time to be living in right now. And I hate to say that because, you want to thank God for all of the time that he gives you. But it just seems so depressing, like with the health insurance. It's like we don't care about everyday, working Americans. We don't care. We want you to pay whatever you can pay. And if you can't pay it, you're not going to have health insurance. I mean, it's so depressing. And then the reclassification of all the hardworking people that have gone out to be nurses and things of that sort, or whatever. It's just an attack. Every time you turn around, there is something with this administration. And it's just a very, very depressing time. Very, very depressing time. Every morning, every day is something that's going to make it harder. Another obstacle that's going to make it harder for us. I don't know how y'all are feeling out there, but, every day when I go out and I go to work and I'm out in public and I'm looking at people and it's just so heavy out here, so depressing, and people are just doing what they need to do to get by. And a lot of people are struggling. I've never seen so many people struggling. It wasn't like this last year, but it's so heavy and so much of a struggle. And it's just, nobody's happy. And it's like a big cloud that's over the United States of America. It's just, people of faith, we just have to pray. And then you can't even trust the people of faith because, half of them, voted this thing in. And it's okay with people losing their health care and stuff. It's just crazy out here. Just so crazy, I pray that God gives you the strength as well as me to make it through these Trump years. Even though it seems like the world is closing in around us, nothing good is happening. But there's got to be some good somewhere. How are y'all doing? How are you coping? How are you holding on? Let's talk about it in the comments. I mean, am I imagining this or does everything feel heavy? Let's talk about it.
Goddamn. Everything heavy, You boy said the Trump years. You see? And boy said he trying to survive the Trump years, man. And see, now you know, these people are having to deal with prophecy, man. All right, their cruel Lord, okay, is over them. You see, if a brother want to get that, you know, Isaiah 19:4. See, now it's a cruel Lord over these people. See, now they just got to deal with it. This nigga here, okay, as he said, it wasn't like this last year, where the cruel Lord wasn't here last year. All right, because he's a tool of the elites. All right, he's a tool being used by the elites to break this place down. Okay, to break down democracy and bring in technocracy, man. All right, and he's going to do it in a cruel fashion, Edomite like fashion. These are what Edomites are known for, cruelty. Okay, so you go back to Isaiah 24:6. It said, "Therefore, a curse devours the earth." Okay, and those who live on it suffer the punishment of their guilt, man. And see, all you people are guilty. Okay, you Christians, you know, because that's paganism. Because all you people, you measure your happiness based on pagan holidays, man. Thanksgiving and Christmas, how you feeling around that time? That marks. All right, that's your measurement for your happiness. And that's pagan culture, man. That's pagan worship. Okay, so what's happening? You people are beginning to suffer. You see, you've been living in this rebellious society. Okay, this rebellious kingdom. Okay, you've been rebelling with it. Okay, now the Lord is allowing suffering, all right, to settle into the earth. Okay, he said, "Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned under the curse of the Most High's wrath, and a few people left." Man, that's going into that nuclear destruction, man. Because that's what it's all leading to. Okay, and that's going to be the good. You see, and that going back to it, see, the truth gives us a perspective to where we find joy, okay, in the suffering of the wicked. You see, we're not looking for America to rebound, okay, or trying to survive the Trump years, man. We want Trump to keep moving like he moved. Okay, Nero 47, he's doing exactly, okay, what's needed to be done, all right, in prophecy, man. Okay, yep, the brother got it. This is the brother of Mark, all right, Cabal, all right, Isaiah 19:4 says, "And the Egyptians, okay, you Americans, man, will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them," said the Lord, all right, the Lord of hosts, man. So Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, has given, okay, you Americans over to a cruel Lord, all right. This nigga is a dictator, all right. He's running this like a dictatorship, okay. All this, you know, politically correct and going by the books, and you know, being restricted by the Constitution and, you know, the Supreme Court, and all. He's running this thing like a dictatorship, okay, because they need a dictator style government to usher in this technocracy, man. Okay, so this place is going to continue to be sabotaged, and you people are just going to cry out more and more until, you know, the only thing left is violence, man. Okay, so reading on this, Isaiah 24:7 saying, "The new wine mourns, the vine decays, all the merry-hearted sigh and groan." All right, and the new wine, because it goes into the vintage. Now remember, the grapes was the last thing to harvest before the winter, you know, and that's why, you know, the vintage, you know, around this time of year, you know, you have your wine harvest, you have your new wine, okay, and then you have, you know, your wine from last year, but then, you know, you be in a good mood because you got your new wine, you know, that you just harvested your grapes, you know, so you're able to, you know, store up new wine, okay, and then you can enjoy your old wine because you got new wine that you just harvested, okay. But what's happening in this society, everything is coming to a screeching halt, okay. And this time of year, when people are their most merry-hearted, they're beginning to sigh and groan now. Now this time of year reminds them of how difficult things really are. They're having to deal with reality, man. You see, these people are having to deal with the reality of the world that they're living in, man, under this cruel Lord Esau Edom. Okay, so going back into it, verse 8, it says, "The mirth of the timbrels tambourine ceases, their feast of spirit. The noise of those who rejoice in the joy of harp ceases, man. So that festive, feast of party, and BS spirit is coming to a halt because now people are barely able to afford essentials, man. They say 95% of people's income is going to their essential needs, bills and essentials, man. 95% of a lot of people. Okay, so you have just enough to breathe in this society. You have just enough to breathe to keep air in your body. Okay, so all that excess spending and disposable income and them annual trips and the end of the year splurging and all this is drying up. Okay, and people having to deal with this harsh reality, man. This carefree society is now dealing with a harsh reality, man. Okay, America is going into extreme poverty, man. It's going to keep getting worse. People are going to keep getting poorer and poorer. Okay, and because one of the sales pitch of the New World Order, okay, of this technocracy is going to boost the economy. Okay, so he's making people, they're purposely, intentionally impoverishing the masses. Okay, because they're going to come with this sale pitch within the New World Order where this is going to boost the economy. UBI is going to sound great. Okay, Isaiah 24:9 said, they do not drink wine with a song. Strong drink is bitter to those who drink it. Yeah, so they're not drinking, when they're mirth anymore. They're drinking in misery now. Okay, they're drinking in bitterness. You see? All right, what they call escapism. You see? Because they can't afford to entertain themselves like they used to. It's unstable. You don't know if you're going to have a job. The government going to shut down. You don't know if the benefits going to come. You just don't know. Okay? Your degrees is, the AI is, taking away professional, devaluing your degrees. And okay? And it says, as the city of chaos is broken down, every house is shut up so that no man may enter, man. So the city of chaos of confusion, Babylon, okay, is being broken down. It's being sabotaged intentionally, man. Okay, every house is shut up, which people are being more isolated and closed in. Okay, the the spirit of courtesy and cheer and it's over with, man. Okay, people are getting prepared to go straight survival mode, man, and it's gonna be dog eat dog. Okay, so there's an outcry in the streets concerning the wine because ultimately they want a new way, because the wine can go into the doctrine. Okay, and these people are going to be looking for a new way, and see, the Lord's going to remove the prophets. All right, because right now this is the good wine. Okay, the wine of true understanding. Okay, because this wine is making us merry. See, we're merry-hearted with this wine that we got, this true doctrine. Okay, and these people have, they're going to look for another wine outside of, what Babylon has been given them. Feminism, because all of it's failing them. Feminism, being a nigga, capitalism, all these things are failing them now. The wine of Babylon is failing, so now it's gonna be a cry for a new wine. All right, and that's when this nigga gonna whip out their technocracy. He gonna whip out their bottle of technocracy on you niggas, man. Okay, I got something better. Okay, it said there is an outcry in the streets concerning the wine. All jubilation is darkened. The joy of the earth is banished, man. Okay, and he's bringing the earth into a dark place, man. Okay, it's intentionally being done, an impoverished, dark place, man. He's turning these first world, countries into third world countries, man. Intentionally, man. Okay, so I got this video because this is gonna be his solution. This quick one. All right. Um, uh, yep. So this gonna be his solution because he's doing this worldwide. This is happening globally. Okay, let's go here. This is a solution to what he's bringing to the earth. All right, let's play this.
Democracy is going through a difficult time. Disillusion with politics is rife. Is it time for a different or hybrid system? Can we be ruled by technocrats, and do they really know best? Democracy has lost momentum. Dramatic declines have been seen in every region of the world. Democracy watchdog Freedom House says 2017 was the 12th consecutive year of the downturn. 71 countries went backwards, more than double those that made any gains. Countries that a decade ago seemed like promising success stories, critics now say are sliding into authoritarian rule. In 2015, Myanmar was being celebrated for its transition towards democracy. But 2017 saw the renewed persecution of the Rohingya Muslim minority and the repression of journalists. And the land of the free is retreating from its traditional role as a democratic champion.
We saw a concerted effort by Russians to interfere with the 2016 presidential election. We have been quite concerned about the large number of lies and misstatements that have been made by the president and documented by independent fact checkers. There's also been corruption, the mixing of business and public interests. These would be things that we would look at in other countries, and we are noting them in the United States.
Technocracy advocates argue the democratic system is unprofessional, overly politicized, corrupt, and ineffective. A society managed by scientists and engineers would be more rational and productive. Singaporeans handed rule of their society to a one-party technocracy, and it's an economic powerhouse with the second busiest port and the third highest per capita income in the world. Ukraine's outgoing economy minister called technocracy the only hope for lasting change, 2 years after the 2014 revolution, when people were growing tired of the slow pace of reform.
We really need to use this opportunity to bring in a completely different, set of people with a completely different mindset.
In 2011, both Rome and Athens installed prime ministers with expertise in economics and finance to drive through tough austerity measures. Technocracy does have its proponents. Pew Research shows that while there's a global preference for representative democracy, the next best option is a system where experts, not elected politicians, call the shots. Praised as the answer to populism and political bickering, more often than not, technocracies are temporary solutions. Their skills complement whatever crisis a nation is facing, or they act as a caretaker until the next election. But with democracy under attack, can unelected experts rescue a faltering system?
Yeah, so this what these devils, want to do, man. All right. Right. So you see throughout the earth, they're doing this, sabotaging these governments. Okay. And they're presenting, technocracy is the only solution, to stop all this, back and forth, between the left and the right. Okay. Stop all this bickering and stop all the scandals. Let's leave it to the experts. Okay. Let's put it in the hands of the expert, these technocrats. Okay. To, use the data and, to evenly distribute the wealth and, to stop the corruption and, the UBI, and we can, be so productive with the AI, and the AI gonna cause, production to increase, and, it's gonna do the work. AI is gonna work for us. The robots gonna work for the masses, and y'all get to live and enjoy the earth. Gonna get a stifling, So he's gonna package this thing up, okay? All right, real neat. Okay, it's a win for the masses, man. All right, but like everything else, it's just a win, okay, for the small elite, like everything else has been, okay, until this point. Okay, so just like we get this often, but hey, it is what it is. We end it here. It's the book of Proverbs 23. Okay, in 3, it said, "Do not desire his delicacies, man." All right, because he's going to present this thing, okay, as something, it's like you would present delicacies, man. Something that's going to, improve, enhance your convenience, okay, enhance your quality of life, enhance your finances, okay. So he's going to present these things, but see, the truth makes it to where we don't desire this nigga delicacies, man. Okay. Well, hey, we look forward to the complete and utter annihilation of this whole system. Okay, we're not looking for improvement or upgrade within this current system. No, we know that it's all wicked and it's anti-Messiah, man. And as we, all right, mature, in the faith and in understanding, as we become more pro Yahweh, by default we become anti to this society, this whole system, this whole setup is all bad. Okay, is way worse, is way deeper than finances and the economy. All right, it has a very wicked foundation. All right, it has wicked leadership. Esau, all right, his ass shouldn't be in rulership, and he shouldn't have any liberty in the earth. Okay, and that's the starting point. You see. So nah, man, we're not desirous of his delicacies. All right, for it is a deceptive food, okay, offered to you with questionable motives, man. All right. So what this man is offering is deceptive. Okay. So he's creating the chaos just so he can offer, okay, this technocracy, which is going to be the mandate of this MOTB, because that's what's going to link you to, all right, this technocratic government is going to be the CHIP. Okay, that's the device that's going to link you, okay, to this infrastructure of technocracy is going to be the CHIP. Okay, because that's where all roads are leading to, the MOTB. Okay, so yeah, that's the point. Lord will, you brothers. All right, and you sisters edified. Once again, I'll give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful. Shalom.